I think they got the next dynasty coming up, fellas. The team was so good. They were coached so well. Superstar power. When I look at OKC, I see that. You look at her like, woo, she have no flaws. Her hair long down, got the nice eyes, got the nice skin. She smell good. And then you watch how she walk. She got that walk to her and she can dress. I just want you. I want nothing else.
You want to get to know
Just give me you.
You want to get to know her. You want to know her middle name.
I want everything. Like next year they can say, yeah, we don't want to draft nobody. And they can go out there and spend a little money and get an offensive scorer for the second team, and they're going to be good. So imagine how all them accolades, send all them games, win all them games, see all them great plays, and then it ends in confetti. That's a whole nother topic. That's one. Another thing is, he's chasing to be the best player in our league. Yeah, go from our team to the league. If you look at his track record, because Acho said something I was thinking about, like, man, he's saying, like, we need to see him enough times to see how great he really is. But if you really watch his work, his resume, so this is a 3-year type of thing he's been working this thing out. 3 years straight, first team All-NBA, that is hard to do. Yep. Guys like Luka was doing that, and we was crowning him how good he was. Man, all his first teams and this and that third. But he didn't end up about to get a confetti. Yep. He is.
It would put him in the conversation of top 5 point guards of all time.
Hold on, all time?
All time, all time. Because if he wins Finals MVP, all time, and he's won regular season MVP, it goes to stand that he also won the championship. He's not winning Finals MVP unless they win the championship. There's only been 2 point guards in the history of the game to win regular season MVP, a championship, and be named Finals MVP in the same year. Magic Johnson is the only other one to do it. There have been Steph Curry won regular season MVP and won a championship. He wasn't Finals MVP.
Yep.
Bob Cousy.
Regular
Regular season MVP, going back. So as young as he is, and as much as we're just being introduced to SGA, you look at that kind of season, that kind of dominance in 1 year. I don't know how you don't have him in the conversation for top 5 point guards.
But isn't it because, like, one, that's a bold statement, a very bold statement. But the thing for me is it's just been 1 year.
Yep.
Like, if SGA wins Finals MVP, to me right now it means nothing because it's going to take time for it to catch up. Like, SGA is doing everything so suddenly. 2-5, I think about it. When Giannis finally won his championship, he had won Defensive Player of the Year. He'd also won MVP. We had time to understand that Giannis was going to be great. Right. When Nikola Jokic finally won a championship, he had won a couple MVPs. We saw it. When Kevin Durant finally won a Finals MVP, he already had a regular season MVP. It built up over time. When LeBron James finally won an MVP, you saw it simultaneously. 2020, 2009, he won the MVP. When Steph Curry finally won the Finals MVP, he had already won it. We had time to understand, oh, this dude's good. SGA, it's happening too fast.
Yep.
You know how when you see lightning strike and then you hear the thunder, you have time to be like, oh, there's about to be a sound.
Yes.
SGA, it's all happening too fast, Slick. I can't immediately just thrust him in the top 5 all time after 1 year.
But it doesn't change that lightning struck. And I think one of the reasons why it's catching us the way that it is because we suddenly have the legion of previous stars that are no longer in the picture. Steph Curry is no longer in the picture. LeBron James is no longer in the picture. Kevin Durant is no longer in the picture. Like, as far as playing for championships and deciding this part of the season, the field is wide open, and SGA has stepped into it with both feet. So I hear you. I mean, when I thought about it, I'm like, can that really be? But if you look at this accomplishment, and you look at some of the other guys that we've talked about, Chris Paul, it's more the longevity of his career. But if we're talking about top 5, if we're talking about the greatest point guards of all time, leading your team to 68 wins, being the regular season MVP, winning a championship, and being the reason your team won that championship, how do you put a Chris Paul or a Steve Nash or even a John Stockton? And keep in mind, I'm saying he's in the conversation. I'm not immediately planting him there because we kind of have to see we have to see it happen. But I feel like 2 weeks from now, when I expect that OKC is going to be lifting that Larry O'Brien trophy and he's going to be lifting the Michael Jordan trophy, that we are going to be we're going to get a little more comfortable with the idea that SGA is that.
Top 5.
Yeah, dang, Slick. Top 5 all time.
Top 5 dead or alive.
Conversation.
I'm
That's
giving,
tough.
this is
I
like a
know.
warning
I know.
shot. By the way, I have to ask. So, would it be dry snitching if I shared your middle name up here?
What do you think?
I think it would be.
Okay.
So I'm not going to. I just wanted to double check.
There you go.
But no, I'm bringing this up because I know it's a shock to the system. It was a shock to my system when I started thinking about it. But I think we have to start thinking about SGA in those terms. Otherwise, I think what happens is we start finding excuses why not, or rationale why not, because it's so new to us. This can't be true. But when I look at what he's done, I can't deny it.
This one was tough for me, too, to answer. And, I mean, we have a totally different answer, Slick, because even when the playoffs started, we knew that it was a very, 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 very strong possibility he was going to win MVP. Best record on the best team. We knew. And we still didn't even consider or talk about him like that. We still was asking the questions, is he a superstar? Let alone, you know what I mean, him being a top 5 point guard of all time. So for me, what he has accomplished in the playoffs is just, you on it, hey, KD, you see me? LeBron, you see me? Hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
I've arrived, and I'm going to be a problem for a long time in this Western conference that you guys are going to have to go through and see me because my team is really good and I'm really good. And I have an MVP with that. I got a Western Conference MVP, and I could have a Finals MVP. I am here, and I ain't going nowhere. I think that's what that would mean if Shai was able to accomplish all of them in 1 year. I cannot sit here and say that, top 5 point guard or he's just the best player in the league or something like that. I think it's just, hey, fellas, I'm here. I have arrived. You guys see me. And if you didn't see me, you see all the things that I've accomplished in these playoffs as well and the regular season. I think that's what this season has meant for Shai.
You see me? Now you don't.
Because you said top 5 of all time.
By the way, lock for top 50 as well.
Ooh,
Lock for top 50.
so
He's going to knock somebody out of top 75.
That's
right?
fair.
And I actually disagree with you when it comes to the Thunder.
That's fair.
I'm not, and this might sound like I'm contradicting myself,
Out of top
but
75?
I'm not sure I would make him the all-time greatest Thunder player because I look at KD with 4 scoring titles. I look at, he had to plant a flag in OKC. Like he had to establish that franchise in a new location. And they went through their struggles early on, and he won 10 playoff series for them. Like the longevity and the impact of KD on the franchise, I look at as a little bit different as far as the prism of point
But if
guards
you
and
want
what
to
they've
shit,
done.
though, because I heard this and I like it stated like this is, he would be the greatest Thunder player ever, but he might not be the greatest player that ever played for the Thunder.
There you go.
Yes.
And because I would say Kevin Durant's the best player.
Kevin Durant is easily the greatest player to have ever played for the Thunder. But if SGA wins a chip, he would have to be the greatest Thunder player ever. Because you bring a chip to a city that ain't got a chip before, that's hard to do.
What this underscores is you generally don't have point guards that are dominant in this way.
Well, that's a different question because that's why I don't like suggesting he's a top 5 point guard of all time because John Stockton didn't play point guard like this. Steve Nash didn't play point guard like this. If you were to play point guard like this back in the 80s and the 90s, you wouldn't be a point guard. You would be a 2 guard. Point guards were traditionalists. They were pass first point guards. They were not putting up 33 points a game. That would be unheralded. That would almost be an injustice to the position back in the 1980s and the 1990s and even the early thousands. Tony Parker's not scoring 30 points a game. That would have been an injustice to Tim Duncan, to Manu Ginobili, amongst others. Karl Malone existed. It was the job of the point guard to serve everyone around him. Now the job of the point guard in the modern NBA is to serve himself first, and if I get double teamed, then I'll pass. So I just think it's unfair to look at previous point guards through the prism of the modern day point guard and usher Shai higher than previous point guards based upon metrics that we weren't using for other point guards.
I would agree with that. I think it's easier to apply that to Steph Curry because you have a Draymond Green who is the playmaker, who has led that team, led the team in assists like 7 years in a row, right, through their heyday. But Shai is the primary playmaker for this team as well. So I think he still while to your point, it's fair. Like, you didn't have scoring point guards to this level, but he still fills that role as a distributor and a playmaker as well. So I think he fits the profile of even the old school point guard to as much as you can in today's game.
Hey, well,
Real
speaking,
quick.
go ahead.
Middle name. What's your middle name, brother? Part of the family.
Matthias,
Oh,
my late father's,
Love it.
like that's
and
strong.
my son's.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's a strong little name. Strong. What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.